The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and sponsored by international award-winning author Mia Mosinzia of Missing. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 40 podcast platforms, as well as HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, and themikewagnershow.com. We can be heard in over 100 countries, featuring over 1,000 well-known and amazing guests throughout the globe. And named one of the top 100 global podcasts in the New York Weekly Times, Hollywood Entertainment News, Los Angeles Weekly Times, Apple, and Chartable. So sit back and relax and enjoy another great episode of the award-winning Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Mosinzia Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's out of Bend, Oregon, and this is a band that's been formed in 2017 with one of the amazing vocalist guitarists in the Portland area, which is along the Oregon, and also with Aaron Moore and also drummer Caleb Keller. And this gentleman was born and raised in Bozeman, Montana. Began his career in 2003 recording his first solo album, which is The Cosmic Kitchen, and also moved to Boulder, Colorado in 2003, playing at more coffee shops, and in 2006 established Jivecoulis and released the first album in 2019. He's previously released Howl and Middle Ground, and has a new album out, which is really tasty, and it's called Cake, featuring the title track and more. Live, ladies and gentlemen, in Plus Studios and beautiful somewhere in Bend, Oregon, not too far from Portland. The leader of the group, the Leadbetter Band, they've been formed in 2017, and he's the vocalist and guitarist, along with Aaron Moore, bassist and vocalist, and also drummer Caleb Keller. And talking about the Leadbetter Band, ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Ericleadbetter. Eric, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Mike. I'm happy to be here today with you.
Well, it's great to have you on board as well, too. So you're based out of Bend, Oregon. You guys are a based band and formed in 2017 with yourself, Aaron, and also Caleb as well, too. You being the vocalist and guitarist, your friend Aaron, bassist and vocalist, and also drummer Caleb as well, too, Caleb Kelleher. And you were born and raised in Bozeman, Montana, began your career in 2003, recording your first solo album, which is Ericscosmickitchen. You later moved to Boulder in 2003 and played in more coffee shops. And in 2006, you established Jivecoulis, and you released your first album in 2019. You've had Howl and Middle Ground, and you've got a new album, which is a really tasty cake as well, too. And before getting all that, Eric, tell us how I first got started.
Well, I just want to correct you on one thing. So Jivecoulis, yeah, we started in 2006. And the very first album that we put out as Jivecoulis was 2008. That was self-titled. And between 2008 and 2017, Jivecoulis released 4 original albums over that course of that period. Now, flash forward to 2017, that's when Leadbetter Band started. I retired Jivecoulis and started Jivecoulis in 2017. And that was actually with a different bass player and drummer, Patrick Pearsall and Dylan Bernal on the drums. And so we did our thing for a couple years and released our first album together in 2019. That's the self-titled Leadbetter Band album. And then in 2021, that's when we released Howl. Mm-hmm. And then in 2022, I decided to mix it up and change the rhythm section up. And that's why I'm now playing with Aaron Moore on bass and lead vocals and Caleb Kelleher on drums and backup vocals. And that's the album you were speaking of, Cake, we just released in 2023 back on March 4th. And so, yeah, we've been grinding it hard, trying to get it out there all around the Pacific Northwest, trying to make some new friends and fans and family. And it's been a heck of a good summer so far with this new album.
That's really interesting. You talked about Jivecoulis, and tell us more about it. And how'd you guys first, come up with it, and how you got formed?
Well, Jivecoulis was, some buddies from high school that we had all played together. And once we got out of high school, we're like, well, let's just keep this going. This is too much fun. And, you know, one thing led to another, and then we ended up touring quite a bit in our veggie oil powered school bus. We'd make it out as far from Oregon. We'd make it out all the way to Minnesota and Iowa and Michigan. And that was about as far as we go east from Oregon. So we did that for about 10 years, maybe, you know, and after a lot of lineup changes in that band, I just decided it was best to retire it and to go with Leadbetter Band, because in my mind, well, you know, I'm the songwriter and the front man for the group. Well, at least at that point, I was the only front man for the group. Now I'm so lucky to have Aaron Moore on bass and lead vocals, because he shares that front man duty with me and sings a lot of the lead vocals. So yeah, it was kind of a choice of putting my name on the band. As far as I knew, as long as I was alive and kept on grinding away, Leadbetter Band would still exist. When you have a band like jivecoulis, it was hard once we'd go through lineup changes. Sometimes people would get attached to certain members, and you know, as anybody knows how it is being in a band, it's really challenging keeping one together for a long time. And but I've been blessed in the last, you know, since 2017, having just some really good players that stick around, and really talented players and great people as well. So we've been able to gain a lot of good momentum together.
And certainly indeed as well too. And what was it one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
Oh, that's easy for me. I mean, I was always a huge guitar player, you know, from middle school. There's kind of two moments in my life that I can pull from immediately. That the first one was when I was on the school bus. I was a 7th grader, and my friend Adam Tebow had a Discman in his lap, and he had headphones on, and I could tell he was digging something. And I was like, what are you listening to over there? And he put the headphones on, and I was like, what is it? And he said, just check this out. And he pushed play, and I'd never heard anything like it. It was Jimi Hendrix.
Oh my
God.
And
so at that, he let me listen to it the whole bus ride home. I was like, I want to do that. I want to figure out what the heck is going on. That sounds really awesome. So that was like my young man, you know, middle schooler kind of getting super inspired by the guitar. Was a lot to do with Jimi Hendrix and that fateful bus ride. That's probably why I also was so into school buses and had to get one too. But when I was 19, right out of high school, the drummer of jivecoulis and I, we were living in Boulder, Colorado. And we wanted to go to Red Rocks. Allman Brothers were playing at Red Rocks, and I'd never seen the Allman Brothers before, but I'd always listened to them for years, you know. And so it was amazing going to Red Rocks, and that was the first time I got to see Warren Haynes play too. And it was at that moment when Warren Haynes was taking this most excellent guitar solo, and the wind starts blowing, and his hair's blasting in the wind, and lightning shooting off behind him at Red Rocks during this guitar solo. And right over Denver, the lightning is going crazy. And as soon as the guitar solo was done, the lightning stopped, the wind stopped, no rain came. Everybody was losing their minds. And I thought to myself, that's what I want to do with the rest of my life. What that man is doing, that's what I want to be part of too. And that changed it all. I decided not to go to college, and I decided to just pursue music and guitar full time.
That had to be the right timing right there. I can imagine that. And of course, you talked about you know, listening to Jimi Hendrix. Do you remember what song was played?
Oh, Voodoo Child, of course. You know, that was the first. He's like, this was the first song you had to listen to, is Voodoo Child, and yeah, that did it for me.
Interesting. And besides Jimi Hendrix and Allman Brothers, who are some other favorite singers, songwriters, musicians, and especially guitarists growing up?
Well, as I said, Warren Haynes has been like quite an inspiration to me throughout the last, you know, since I've seen him. I've been very into Government Mule and his solo stuff as well. Growing up, I love listening to a lot of Steve Miller Band and Led Zeppelin and, you know, Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner, stuff in like the Southern rock, British prog rock, The Who, you know. Yes, I love listening to Frank Zappa. A lot of it stems from like a lot of that classic rock and roll, vintage rock and roll is kind of a lot of times what people describe our music as.
And certainly did as well too. And of course, you also created your own as well too, like Howl and also Middle Ground as well too. And somebody worked with jivecoulis as well too. And before we talk about your latest release, Cake, and some of the tracks on there, we'll get to that with Eric Leadbetter of the Leadbetter Band. But first, you listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios, Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Melson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Melson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Melson-Zia has garnered great reviews, and Eve 11 enjoys by how its celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes, Riley, and Minos. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Melson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com and our 40 podcast platforms. Heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe as well, too, along with Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora as well. And make sure you take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Melson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Melson-Zia. Check it out today and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the mikewagnershow.com. You're here with the multi-talented Eric Leadbetter of the Leadbetter Band here from Mike Wagner Show, going from Bend, Oregon, over to Bozeman, Montana, Bend, Oregon, and to Colorado as well, too. And, forming jivecoulis as well, too. You also had an experience with Howl and Middle Ground before it gets to cake. And tell us more about those releases.
So Howl was the second Leadbetter Band release. The first one was self-titled. So the first one I recorded with Dylan and Patrick in 2019. And then the second one we recorded in 2021 with Dylan and Patrick as well. So those guys are on both those albums. Middle Ground was kind of my pre-COVID / early COVID lockdown solo album. So I recorded that out at my home studio, and it's my solo acoustic vibe. A little departure from the Leadbetter Band and from jivecoulis. It's more acoustic driven and more singer-songwriter oriented. So yeah, that was really a nice thing to release kind of right as lockdown was hitting, because a lot of people were really craving some heartfelt, authentic music. And I feel like that's exactly what that album encapsulates. And I think it did a lot of good for me anyway, to keep me in a positive headspace. I hope it did the same for others too.
And certainly did. And what do you mainly base your lyrics on?
Oh man, it's all over the place. The last song that I wrote was in the car with the band. We were playing some shows out in Eastern Oregon in a town called Enterprise and another town called La Grande. So we had some time in the car. It was like about a 7-hour drive the first day. And so this song that I kind of came up with the other day is kind of just all about embracing the present moment in that kind of vein. Some songs off the album I can get more specific about, like somewhat off of Cake. I can kind of get more specific on what some of those lyrics mean. But it's kind of all over the map, just observing life and people, and drawing from funny phrases people say to interactions with people. I just kind of try and keep it pretty open.
And of course, you talk about, getting specific with Cake, and we'll talk about that. And you got the title track, you got All It Is and Change Me Up, and Open Your Hand as well, too. And tell us more about those songs and what inspired them, and especially with the title track.
Sure. Cake is an interesting one, because I wrote that song when I was doing a solo tour, and I was on the Oregon coast, which is a place where I really love to go to do solo tours for some solitude, because it's just such a energetically charged area, and there's just so much magic out there, and I feel like I get a lot of good songwriting done. But Cake was really interested because I was going through kind of a rough patch with my my father. He and I have never really quite been able to see eye to eye, especially on music. I've always been discouraged to pursue music, which at this point I'm almost 40, and so it's kind of like there's no going back now, Pop. But it's good because I think I do want to say he and I are at a much better place now, and I'm really grateful for that. You know, it did take a lot of work, and it's continuing to take work, which that's okay. But Cake, in a lot of ways, resembled my relationship with him. You know, I want to make my cake and eat it too. That's why I live so far away from you. Don't need my name on big bright signs. All I want to have is you by my side. It's like this yearning to have a relationship with the man that brought me into this world, but also needing to be off and do it on my own without having you know, that judgment and that restriction. I need to let my wings out, you know?
It just made me think of the famous phrase, let them eat cake. So that's what I was more thinking of. So
let them eat cake. Yeah,
pretty much. And what is your favorite cake, by the way? Come to think of it.
Oh, man, I love a good German chocolate cake, but I'm a sucker for all of them. You know, I can't lie.
Oh, you're right up there. I gotta say that when I come to Portland, we gotta have some chocolate cake. That's for sure. So we gotta do that.
Right. So. Deal.
And you also have another late year, also Mountains, and also you got Bluebells as well too. Watchdog and Make It Your Own. And you know, tell us more about those songs.
Sure. I guess I'll start with Mountains. Mountains is kind of a newer one that I wrote for the album. It's a pretty like hard rock, grunge rock vibe, but also triumphant 70s celebratory kind of rock when it comes to the chorus. And that song's just is really supposed to, you know, the beginning of the song talks about, you know, I mean, I don't care who you pray to. I don't care who you love. All I want is for you to understand it's not for you that the world turns. It's kind of putting into perspective, you know, from my point of view of like, you know, get humble, come off that soapbox, take a look inward. You know, you want to judge somebody, judge yourself if you have to, right? And then Mountains, that second part of the song is kind of comes in two parts. Mountains, you know, is all about, it says everybody wants mountains when we're climbing up hills, but we need to believe everybody keep on blazing that trail. It's like when the going gets tough, you just got to keep on grinding away and keep on blazing that trail. And a lot of times when people are like on the hills, they're on these hills of their life, you know, these little challenges, and they're looking up at that mountain. Like, I want to be on the top of that mountain. Well, you got a lot of little hills to get over first. So like, don't put the cart before the horse, do the work. That's kind of what that song encapsulates.
You talk about that theory along those lines too. It's like with these different challenges and everything. What are some of the challenges you experience when it comes, trying to battle the mountains, the little hills, and everything like that?
Well, like for example, I mean, right now in my life, my tour van is giving me a lot of trouble. I do my own mechanic work too to save some money, and I learned that by being a touring musician. It's a lot cheaper to try and diagnose and figure it out yourself, especially on the road, than to call roadside assistance. So, I put a lot of energy into getting better at understanding my own vehicles and how they work. And so right now, that's one challenge I've had is my van has been broke down for a couple weeks, and I've been working on it and trying to and get it running again. And it can get super frustrating, but I have to keep reminding myself that it's just a tiny little bump, and I'm still really blessed man. Like here I am sitting, my wife and I have another car too that I can use in a pinch to get around. And so it's broke down in my driveway at least, so it's not on the side of the road somewhere in heavy traffic. So it's little things. It's like little bumps in the road that seem like such a big deal at the time, but then you take a breath and step away, and all of a sudden it's just like, hey, just breathe, it's all good, it'll all work out. And if you can't do anything about it right at this moment, then stop thinking about it. Like that's something I'm trying to practice. If you can't do anything to fix a problem in the moment that you're in, then quit wasting your energy thinking about it and obsessing about it. And that's something with this vehicle has been a great teacher for me.
It sounds like you're pretty comfy in your vehicle as well too. It could be like your own recording booth or sound booth or whatever it is. It looks like a pretty comfy vehicle you got.
Yeah, I mean, got to stay comfortable.
That's certainly right too, and we'll be playing one of the tracks as well too from Eric Leadbetter of the Leadbetter Band, the audio version of the Mike Wagner Show. And where can we find all your music at for the time being?
You can find all of Leadbetter Band music on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. Those are the big ones, but they're everywhere. You know, if you search Leadbetter Band, you'll get many, many options of where to find it. The best way to go, if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing, is going to be through the website, ericleadbettermusic.com. And that has links to all the videos, all the albums, all the songs. So that's a great place to go. And if you want to hear that middle ground album, as we were talking about, that's going to be under my solo name, Eric Leadbetter, right? So you look up Leadbetter Band or Eric Leadbetter, and that will take you to all the albums that I have available right now to listen to or for purchase. And one thing to note for those people who really dig supporting live music, shoot me an email. I'll send you a vinyl. I have all these albums on vinyl. They were all pressed here in Portland, and they all look and sound amazing. It's a grassroots organization here. So all of these album sales, they go to fixing the tour van.
That sounds like a great idea. And you might want to give out your PayPal address later on as well, too. And what's coming up for Eric Leadbetter of the Leadbetter Band? We'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's Missing. We'll be back with Eric Leadbetter of the Leadbetter Band after this time.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to the Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with the multi-talented Eric Leadbetter of the Leadbetter Band here on the Mike Wagner Show, and it's been a heck of a ride, and having cake as well, too. And what else can we expect in 2023 and beyond, Eric?
Well, for the rest of the funny thing is I'm actually about to go play a gig here in Tumalo, Oregon. I start in about 35 minutes. So that's the next thing. If anybody wants to come check it out,
fast forward after that. What can you expect from you? Fast forward it.
So, yeah, this, got some touring involved for the rest of the year. And you can find all those dates. It's Pacific Northwest based, California, Washington, Nevada, Idaho. That's kind of what we're doing at Oregon, for the next 5 months. Next year, we're really trying to expand even further, to get out to the Rockies more and to go out to Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, try and get out Utah, try and get a little further reach. We are working on our next album already. And my guess is that it's going to be recorded in 2024 and probably released in 2025. So that's kind of what's next on the dock for us, is working on the next one.
And we're certainly looking forward to it as well, too. And hopefully you have enough money to get the tour van fixed, too. So I'll have that. So,
well, hopefully at this point, it's a battle of wits. It's me versus the van. And so far, the van's winning, but I'm going to keep working on it.
and by the way, what is a PayPal address so people can send you some funds to get the van fixed?
Oh, that's cool. It's at Eric Leadbetter Music. And last name spelled Leadbetter.
Okay, so get your wallets and send some money over to Eric so he can tour. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
I mean, at this point, my son Silas, he's 3 years old, and my wife, they are the biggest influences for me. They just fuel me with such positivity, and I'm super grateful that I'm able to have a family and pursue music full time, and provide for my family with music. I feel really, really blessed, and I know I have a lot of mountains to climb here, but I feel like I'm in a great spot.
And I'm sure you can accomplish a lot as well. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Best advice is don't give up. That's it, because chances are if you give up, you won't make it.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'll have to keep that in mind. That's really unique. I like that one. Once again, we're with Eric Leadbetter of the Leadbetter Band, talking about Cake here on the Mike Wagner Show. Eric, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Live have you back. Once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your music?
Sure. My website is ericleadbettermusic.com. And if you go to that, it'll take you to all the social media and stuff. If you want to purchase the music, you can shoot me a direct message from the website. I will personally send you I have Frisbee golf discs, shirts, CDs, vinyl, stickers. I have all sorts of stuff. So hit me up if you're interested. I'd love to chat with you, and I'd be happy to send out whatever you need.
We'll certainly do that as well. Once again, Eric, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. Wish you all best. And Eric, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Thanks, Mike. You too, brother. I appreciate you.
Wanna have my cake and eat it too. That's
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show. Brought to you by international award-winning author Mia Mohsen-Zia of Missing, and powered by Sonic Web Studios. Be sure to join us again on over 40 podcast platforms, and of course on the mikewagnershow.com, hamiltonradio.net, and Diamonds FM. Don't forget to support our program with a generous donation at themikewagnershow.com. Thanks for listening.